Okay, let's dive into this really cool type of AI. I'm not talking about one that just crunches numbers or analyzes data. No, this one actually creates totally new stuff. We're talking about AI that can write, draw, even compose music, and it does it all by being the world's best guesser. All right, let's kick things off with a super simple game. I'm going to start a sentence and you finish it. Ready? Here we go. The cat sat on the. All right, let's kick things off with a super simple game. I'm going to start a sentence and you finish it. Ready? Here we go. The cat sat on the. Okay, so if you thought of the word mat or maybe chair or rug, congratulations. You just did the exact same thing a really powerful AI does. Think about it. You didn't pull out a grammar book, right? You just predicted. You made a guess based on this massive database of sentences you've heard your entire life. So that's what we're digging into, how this AI, this world's best guesser, actually works. And I'll tell you right now, it's not magic. It's really just a giant, powerful prediction machine. The official name for this is generative AI. And you've got to understand, this is a huge leap forward. It's totally different from the AI that recommends a new show for you to watch or sorts your vacation photos. That old AI just analyzes. This new stuff, it creates. We're talking brand new photos, poems, even computer code that has never existed before. Ever. In this slide, this really gets to the core of it all. The AI isn't thinking like you and I do. It doesn't understand what a cat is. It's just a machine that's constantly, relentlessly asking itself one single question. Based on the billions of examples I've seen, what's the most likely thing to come next? That's it. That's the secret sauce. And what's so wild is that the same logic works for pictures. You know, when you ask it for a dog, it's not thinking about what makes a dog a dog. You know, loyalty, wagging tails, none of that. It's just calculating probabilities. It's thinking, okay, based on millions of dog pictures, a brown pixel is statistically very likely to be next to a black pixel right here to make something that looks like an ear. It's all about patterns. There's no consciousness in there. So if it's just predicting patterns, that actually explains one of the most famous and, let's be honest, kind of creepy glitches in AI art. You've probably seen it. I'm talking about hands. Why does AI struggle so much with drawing hands? Well, here's the thing. The data it learns from is a total mess when it comes to hands. I mean, think about it. In most photos, hands aren't just sitting there perfectly flat. They're holding things, they're in pockets, they're half hidden. So the AI knows, okay, fingers are part of a hand, but it doesn't have good, clean data to consistently predict that a human needs exactly 5. Bad data in, bad prediction out. And that's how you get those nightmare fuel hands with 6, 7, or even 8 fingers. Okay, so now that we know how it messes up, let's put on our detective hats. Because once you know what to look for, you can start spotting these little clues, these telltale signs of AI, all over the place. So the first big clue we're hunting for is something called an artifact. The best way to think about it is like a digital fingerprint. It's an unintentional little glitch or error that the AI leaves behind. It's proof that a machine made it.
And here are the classic ones to look for. You've got the weird hands, obviously. But also look for text that looks like some kind of alien language, just a jumble of shapes. Or check out backgrounds where things just kind of melt into each other in a way that makes no sense. Or reflections in mirrors and windows that are just wrong.
The next clue is even stranger. It's called a hallucination. This is where the AI's guessing game goes completely off the rails. It just starts making things up, but it presents them with total confidence. Like it might invent a historical fact that never happened, or create an image that's physically impossible, like a person with 3 arms. All right, you've got the tools. Now it's time to put them to work. We're going to do our very first forensic audit on an AI image. Let's see what we can find.
It's a simple 3-step process. First, we'll look at the prompt. That's the instruction we gave the AI. Second, we'll look at the image it spat out. And third, we're going to go artifact hunting. So here was our prompt. We asked for a hyper-realistic image of a group of teenagers eating lunch in a futuristic school cafeteria. The key word there is hyper-realistic. Let's see how close the AI actually got.
Okay, at first glance, it looks pretty good, right? But as soon as we start to zoom in, the cracks really start to show. And yep, there it is. That person has 6 fingers holding their drink. Classic. And look at the writing on this food packet. It's just gibberish. And my favorite one, check out this fork. It looks like it's literally melting into the table. These are all perfect examples of artifacts. Now, if you put it side by side with a real photo, the difference becomes night and day. In reality, the reflections in the window make sense, the text is something you can actually read, and, forks tend to stay solid. The AI's predictions just feel off. Look, spotting these glitches can be kind of a fun game, but it's also becoming an incredibly important skill. Because this technology isn't just about making funny pictures, it raises some huge, really serious questions that we all need to think about. I mean, think about this for a second. If an AI generates a painting that looks exactly like a Van Gogh, who's the artist? Is it the AI, the person who wrote the prompt, or is it still Van Gogh? Our whole idea of creativity and ownership is being turned upside down, and we're just now starting to figure it all out. And then there's the really serious side. If you can create a realistic-looking image of literally anything, that means you can also create images designed to fool people. We're talking about fake news, fake evidence for a crime, or rumors that spread like wildfire because they look so real. Which brings us to maybe the most important question of all in this day and age. Can you still trust your own eyes? Learning to spot these AI giveaways isn't just a party trick anymore. It's becoming a critical skill, just for figuring out what's real and what's not. You know that strange, kind of creepy feeling you get when you see something that looks almost human, but something's just not right? Well, that feeling has a name. It's called the uncanny valley. And learning to recognize that gut feeling is a brand new and totally essential part of being literate in the digital world. Now, for a quick safety note, the companies making these tools, they know about these risks. So they're building in things called guardrails. These are basically safety filters put there by humans to try and block the AI from creating harmful or really inappropriate stuff. So I'm going to leave you with a final thought, a little challenge. Now that you know it all comes down to prediction and the quality of the data, if you were an AI engineer, how would you fix it? How would you try to solve the infamous hands problem?